over 100 hours on my 2024 300 XCW, and we're gonna get into the good, the bad, and the ugly. Stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We finally crushed 100 hours on our 2024 300 XCW. I asked a few videos back if you guys would be interested in a review, and the people have spoken, and here we are. So first, I'm going to go through everything I really enjoy about this bike. Some things I thought I'd have issues with. There's some things I didn't think I would like or have problems with, and I haven't. And then of course we're going to get into some of the things that I'm sure if you guys have read forums, seen some other videos about some problems with these bikes, and a couple of the breakdowns and issues that we've had through the summer. And it's not just me, like actually out of some of my friend group that we ride with, and like, well, here we are, we're in a rock garden, like we're in big mountain alpine, all that kind of stuff. And we're not kind to these bikes. They get skidded down mountains, into rocks, all this kind of stuff. And a lot of the guys I ride with have 2024 300s as well. And yeah, like one guy, I think my one buddy Jay that you would see on all the videos, he's almost at 200 hours. So yeah, I got lots of feedback as far as my bike and all the other guys and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get into it and share what we got. So one of the things that I was kind of worried about, and I didn't think that I would really like, is now it's electronic power valve on these bikes compared to the TPI models. And at first I kind of was pretty down on that because I liked being able to have that kind of manual adjustment depending on if it was a day with really good traction that you really wanted a good hit, or where slippery where you wanted a lot more mellow. I like being able to adjust that, but honestly, yeah, like would I still prefer a manual power valve? Probably, but I actually didn't hate it near as much as I thought. Like the power on these bikes is really good. Like they're strong up top, but it's more of a linear power. It's not a hard hit. It comes on smooth. I feel there is a tiny little bit of, I don't know what you want to call it, like it's not quite clean all the way through the power band. A couple of my buddies have done some heads, TSP heads with some ECU reflashing. I think that's cleaned it up quite a bit. My bike's completely stock. One thing that I might end up getting is actually the map switch, green and white, because I didn't think, like I always run in green, but a few of my buddies actually have the map switch. They got the hard enduro models or the pro husky model, and they said they actually feel that the white is pretty good in the more slippery stuff. That actually does make that much of a difference. So I might get one of those and see how that see how I like it. And obviously if you guys watch the videos, you'll probably hear about it. So yeah, that's kind of the first thing that I thought I would really not like, but it ended up not being as big a deal as I thought it would. Second thing that on these bikes that I was really impressed with is the suspension. Like the stock suspension is really good. Like out of any production bike I've ever rode, it is the best stock suspension that I've ever felt. It's good in the rocks, good in the chop. It seems to dampen even in the big hits. I mean, obviously I think it's more of a PDS, I think is that what they call it, PDS system? I don't know. The non-linkage, it does kick in the, you do get quite a kick on the big sharp ledges, like the high speed impacts, but I think that's maybe just kind of the PDS system. I would like to try like the Husqvarna and see with the linkage if they still have that kick or not. But yeah, the suspension's really good. They're not cone valves. If you would have seen my last video we just put out last week or whenever, last week or 2 weeks ago, depending on when this video gets out, I'm always bugging because more and more my buddies are getting cone valves, so I got to bug them about that. But yeah, they're not cone valves, but as far as stock suspension go on production bike, I don't think you can beat it. Another thing obviously is the motor. We kind of touched a little bit on it with the power valve, but I know when these bikes first come out and when guys first started riding them, they were talking about these things were a little sluggish, didn't have that hit, and they just weren't that powerful. But in my opinion and in my experience, that's not the case. These things have power. Yes, they're more of a linear power. Do they have the horsepower of a XC? No, but for these hard enduro where traction is so key, where you don't want to break traction, it's like driving your vehicle on ice. You don't want to accelerate hard, you don't want to brake hard because you'll lose traction, where these things are really smooth, they come on strong. But like, if you would have watched any of these videos, if you're, you know, a subscriber to this channel, you would see the train you ride and some of the climbs we do. Like, these things can put out. So like I said, there's a little bit of, in some of the bikes, that needs to be cleaned up top with the ECU reflash usually helps. But honestly, I'm really impressed with the motor. I've had no issues with the motor itself, and yeah, like, not an issue. I really like it, and I think it's actually a really strong point of this bike. So guys, that covers the good of the bike. Like I said, this KTM has a lot of nice features, and it does shine in a lot of areas. And I mean, really, in these bikes, you have a good motor, good suspension. That's a big chunk of the bike, right? So I think they really hit the mark on them things. But now we're going to get into the bad, a little bit of the ugly, and talk about things we've had problems with, things I don't like about the bike, and yeah, just cover some of the things that me and my friends have found with these things in 100, 150 plus almost 200 hours in the case of Jay that we've kind of had to deal with. First thing that is not ideal is, I know in 2025 I think they have a different swing arm than these 2024s. I don't know if they're a different geometry or just they're braced different or whatever, but like I said, we're in the rocks a lot, as you can see, and they're pretty soft. Like, you don't hit rubber rock much, and they're gouged pretty good. I know there's some guys have actually put holes in their swing arm. Luckily, none of us have done that yet that I know of. And yeah, I mean, I think if you run those plastic swing arm guards, you'd probably be fine, but I definitely find that these swing arms are lighter and less reliable than the TPI models. But I'd be interesting if any of you guys have the 2025. I mean, you probably just got them, but let me know how that swing arm is. I do think they're different. Maybe I'm wrong, but let me know. But yeah, that's kind of the first thing that I noticed is, like, yeah, we're playing in these rocks and it's like, oh my God, like, this thing's gouged halfway through the swing arm. So that kind of sucks, but I should probably just put plastic guards, or put plastic guards on to begin with, and I probably wouldn't have had an issue, but I guess I didn't know. One thing I wanted to cover, and it's kind of obviously a bad thing, is we've had a couple of our riding buddies' oil tanks crack or bust, and obviously leak oil everywhere. So that's definitely not ideal, especially if you're out in the backcountry, where if you lose all your oil, well, you're kind of screwed, because if you keep riding, obviously, bye-bye motor. So that's definitely not ideal, where they just take the tanks out, and I don't know if they had to do an ECU reflash, but they just went completely back to mixing gas, and they haven't had any issues. I still have the oil tank in my bike. I'm over 100 hours. I think Jay, he like said, he has almost 200 hours. He still has his oil tank. He hasn't had an issue, but it's definitely been something that we've seen a few times. And yeah, that's definitely not something that's completely ideal, being way out in the backcountry like we are. Another issue we've had is with spokes, more specifically in the rear tire. I think the 23Ws and the TPI models and even the 22 XCs might have started having these issues. I don't know, but I know there's quite a few of us that the spokes keep coming loose. We can't do a ride and not have spokes come loose. I've ended up Loctiting them and it's helped, but still they come loose. I don't know if it's just come some kind of vibration or what it is, but that's definitely something that kind of sucks, where I had a 21 XC before this, and I think in 140 hours or whatever I put on it, I maybe had to tighten 4 spokes. So definitely that's the issue. I don't know if it's a vibration or what it is, but we've found that in quite a few of the bikes. So definitely keep an eye on that, because you don't want to get too many loose and then pile that rear rim right up. I'm just going to throw an honorable mention out to you guys as well. I don't know if it really can be considered an honorable mention if it's a bad thing, but I still do really hate having to pull the fuel tank and everything off these bikes to change the spark plug. We've had to do a few. It's just kind of a pain in the butt to do it. Everyone's jacked a ride and you gotta tear all that apart. Like I said, it doesn't take long, but it's just, I don't know, it's something before that. I guess we were just maybe spoiled not having to do that before on the TPI bikes, but it still kind of sucks. You gotta carry, like I said, gotta carry a bit more tools. And but also, that being said, we've only fouled a couple plugs between all of us guys that ride these bikes. and hundreds of hours. Plus we ride late fall, sometimes middle of winter depending what the weather's like, and early spring. So I guess we're a little bit more open to having that happen. But yeah, that's definitely something that I wish was a little different. And I guess that kind of leads us to the big blemish on this bike that I would call the ugly part of this video. The thing that's disappointed me the most, and that's the fuel tank. So kind of segueing into that is, you know, the fuel tank and the fuel range issues, and where the fuel pickup and the fuel pump is, you have all these issues, plus you don't have the room now to change your spark plug. So all that together kind of sucks. But yeah, anyways, I'm just mumbling on about that thing. But yeah, the fuel tank, like, I don't know what the heck. I'm not sure. And it's not really the fuel tank, it's just the fuel pickup. Like, we've run out of gas, honestly, a few times. And the worst part is we're not really, like, we still have a little bit of gas, but just where the fuel pickup is just not at the lowest point. So I've also had it too, where I've been in the garage, my bike's been fairly low on fuel and it won't start. And I literally have to tip the bike over and slosh that little bit of fuel around to get into the pickup. And then once it fires and gets suction or pressured up, then it's fine and idle. But I think that's definitely something that I was kind of hoping that these bikes would be, you know, making steps ahead in this department, not going backwards. And that's definitely something they went backwards on. I do think there is a few companies that have fixes for that, or different tanks. I haven't done that yet. I probably should. But yeah, it definitely sucks. I think that's a really big fail on their part. And yeah, I just, for being out here in these mountains and stuff like that, and you're kind of a little bit have to be more conscious about fuel, is something I don't really want to worry about. So, oh well, is what it is. Like I said, if you guys know a fix for it, or have had or done a fix or whatever, and you had good experience with it, throw it down in the comments. I'd be kind of interested to know what you guys did, or what company you guys went with. That'd be really cool. But yeah, I guess that kind of wraps it up for you guys. I hope you got something from this. Like I said, there's a lot of good about this bike, a little bit of bad, and that ugly damn fuel tank. But I would not hesitate to buy this bike again, or the Husky TE. But yeah, I still think they're probably the best bike on the market for doing what we're doing. I would be interested to try a new Sherco. That'd be kind of cool. Or I'd love to try a Fantic, but I don't believe they're in North America. I think that Fantic 300 would be definitely something cool to try. But yeah, I don't want to mumble on too long. This video is probably kind of all over the place. I'm just kind of out here enjoying the day. Wanted to make this for you guys. Didn't want to take 3 hours trying to do 6,000 takes, because I keep screwing up talking. But yeah, so let me know what you guys have had issues with, or what you like, or any of that kind of stuff. I really like hearing from you guys, so that'd be awesome. But if you're new to this channel, I urge you to check out the rest of our videos. If you like big mountains, epic views, really good riders, exploring, like we find waterfall, caves, all that kind of stuff, definitely check out our videos. We also do some mini boating and sledding in the winter. Frick, I am good at this stuff, I tell you. You think I'd start to be getting better, but as I'm just editing up this video for you guys, apparently my ending completely vanished, or I never hit record. And I was just in the middle of the bush talking to myself for 2 or 3 minutes, and for nothing. But I guess this is it now. If you stuck through the video this long, I really do appreciate it. Love interacting with you guys. Love hearing about your guys' adventure as well. And yeah, I'm never really sure how to end these ones, but if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're already subscribed, hope you guys are enjoying the content. Just trying to make this channel and the videos better for you guys. But yeah, that wraps it up. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. That really helps me out. And catch you on the next one.